Okay, so we'll say create the panel that opens up. You choose your subscription resource group, create a resource group. You have your resource group, right? So, what is the resource group that we are using actually? We have this Archana RG only, so we'll do that. Resource group is the same one which you have created. Give a server name. Last location, select the same location as resource group itself. Come down here, authentication method, select use SQL authentication method for now. Don't use any other thing. Server admin login, give us some admin name. Set a password, note it down, or else you can't retrieve it. Confirm password. Okay, say review plus create. So you don't need to change anything. Come down. Okay, networking. All Azure services and resources to access the server. Say yes, so that you can access from Data Factory or any other services. So security is fine. Don't go to anything else. Review plus create. Come down. Say create. You got your server created. It is being deployed. Come on. Yeah, you got your server created. Go back, create your SQL database. Go to SQL database, create SQL database. Say create. It will ask you on which resource group first. Right. So the resource group would be same resource group. In that, then it will ask you which server. So the server which you have created just now, select that and give the database name. Okay, so you come down. Change it to workload environment, change it to development. Do not put in production or else the charges would be more. Even if you are using free also, change it to development. Come here, say zero redundant backup storage. Okay, then go to networking, all fine. Private endpoint. Add current client IP address, which when you say yes, what it'll do is whatever your system is using the client IP address, that will add it to the server and database so that whenever you're trying to log in, it will not give you an error. Or else you have to go to the networking and server and add your IP there. If you add this add current IP address, now it will fetch the IP address of your system and you can access the database or server from here. Fine. Or else
Okay. Okay.
you will go to the server again. There you have to in networking part in server you have to add your client IP address. Okay. So instead of that you can do it here. Go to security. Security. Nothing should be there here. All good. Go to review plus create. Come down. Say create. So DB getting deployed.
So while using, there will be no any, while using free, there will be no any charges till we
Yeah.
need to pay. Okay.
Yes. Yes. It will not be charged.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Let it get deployed. We'll log in and see. Okay, go to resource. This is our SQL DB. Okay, we'll go to query editor. You'll log in here with the password you have set there previously. While creation, whatever you have set the password, use it and it will allow you to log in here. Allow IP. It should not create this, but it is asking me. I'll say allow IP and say okay. Now it should log in. Yeah, if it's logged in, you create a table here and use it as we have done. Uh, SQL will again learn if you want to create a table, just ask ChatGPT, it will give you your code. Say that you are creating a table on Azure SQL DB and you can create it here.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So uh, we'll come back to our data factory. We were looking into some activities. Okay, yesterday we saw an get metadata activity and for each activity where we were copying multiple files from a folder and it was moving forward and we created a copy activity inside and for each activity, right? Now the same way we have something called if condition activity. It is similar. I'll show you how it's working. If condition activity, select an if condition activity. So if condition activity, how it works, like the for each activity, it takes the output from previous activity, right? And it is applying the same thing on each item, right? We have something called item, and we have put a copy activity inside the for each activity, and we have parameterized it, and we were the copy activity was copying each file that was coming, right? So here what it does is this if condition activity will take input from any same like get metadata activity only, but it will only see that the input is whether it's true or false only, nothing else. It will not consider anything else. So it will only whether if the input is true, it will go into true, and inside true you can the same way you can define all the activities like what you have done in for each activity. So here also, if something is true, you can build a complete pipeline inside this if condition true. So what it means is whenever some condition is true, this whole pipeline should run. So whenever the condition is false, this whole pipeline should run. You can place anything, any kind of logic inside this true or inside this false. Okay, so what I'll do is the same thing I'll do. I'll put a get metadata activity here only. Okay, then I'll put a data set here which is checking whether the file is there on the source or not. That I'll do. Yesterday when we discussed get metadata activity, we saw that exists, right. So the same way, okay, we come here. Go to settings. I'll create a data set here itself on the go. ADLS Gen 2, say CSV, file, find storage account type 1, input data. It's taking time to connect to the storage account itself. Yeah, input data. I'm just pointing this data set to this input data folder. Okay, and inside this folder, okay, this data set is set. So in the field list, I'll use something called exists. Yesterday we discussed about exists, right? What exists will do, it will just check whatever we have given in the data set, that file is there or not. So here I'll say abc.csv. So whenever I am executing this get metadata activity, right? What it will do, since the file field list exists and the data set is pointing at abc.csv inside input data folder, it will go there. That get metadata activity will go to input data folder and see whether this file is there or not, and the output would be true or false. If it is existing, the output would be true. If it is not existing, the output would be false. So the same thing we will use here. Okay, so uh, okay, so the output of this will know if the file is a true and false. And coming to if condition activity, here it is asking for expression. What should it use? I'll say use the output of this get metadata activity where the output is on the exist it will say true or false. No, that time asking it to read. Yesterday we have read the output, the whole of output. In that we have read each item and its name. Right here now I am what I am doing is it is reading the exists status of this get metadata activity. So that's what I'm doing here. So whenever it reads the exists status of this get metadata activity when it is running, that output would be true or false. Whenever the file is there, it gives it true. When the file is not found, it gives false. So whenever it is true, it will go into this true block. Whenever this is false, this will go into this false block. So in true, what I'll do, I can program anything. For just for testing purposes, what I'll do is I'll add a wait activity. Wait activity is nothing but activity where you can define it to run for some time, just like that. You can put this wait activity in middle of any pipeline where the control comes to this wait activity, and this wait activity will run for 20 seconds. How much you have declared, that many seconds it will run, that's it. So here I am putting a wait activity into true where it will run for 20 seconds. I will put the name also as wait 20 on true. Okay, so fine, then I'll go to false. False, I'll say same condition, right? So your activities go to false. If it is false, I'll put the same wait activity. I'll say wait for 40 seconds. And here the name I'll put is wait 40 on false. So so that I'll understand which wait activity is being executed. Come to pipeline. So the control, if it is going to true or false, is dependent on the output of this get metadata activity, right? So we are publishing this. Okay. Okay, now we'll debug this. This can be closed. It is running. We'll see what get metadata activity is giving after running. So what is the output of this? Is true because the file is there, right? So it went to the true block. In true block, we have put right the wait activity, wait 20 on true. So it is going there and the true block got executed. Okay, let it execute. It will go to true block and it will execute. There is only one time. It is not like for each activity which is on loop. So this is only true or false. There are only two ways for this output, right? So it is true. The file is found. So it went to the true block. Now we'll see if the file is not found, what will happen. We'll see it goes to false block or not. Okay. Now what will do? I'll see that this file is not there here. I'll remove this. Delete. Delete. Now the file is not there in this, right? So when I say get metadata activity, when I run this time it should go to the false block because the output of the get metadata activity, this time it will be false. When it is false, it will go to false block and you will see that the wait activity 40 on false is running. So that's how it is used. It will only read true or false. If condition will take input as true or false and on true, this block will run. Whatever you put on this true will run. And if it is false, whatever pipeline you put on this false will run. As simple as that. Okay. A simple if condition. If true, this, if false, that. Okay. Then let it run. We'll go to next activity. So this is done, right? So you know how to use if condition activity and we know what is wait used for. Just for sake of running this activity for these many seconds, whatever we have defined, it will run and then the next go to the next one. Okay, so that is what wait activity is used for. We'll see how it is used also. Now, this pipeline is good. We'll create a new pipeline where we'll discuss a new activity. Close this. We have something called until activity. We'll use until activity. So until activity is one activity. It's like a while loop for programming or whatever it is. The basic logic is this will run until the condition is true. Whatever it takes in intake, right? Based on one. So if condition means it is taking both true or false until we'll take some input. Whenever the input is false, until the input is true, it will run. When if the input is false, it will be running only. When it is true, it will stop here running, do and move forward. But until the anything the pipeline which is placed inside this until the activity, right? It will be keep on running whenever the status of the input is false. Okay, for this what we'll do is we have seen parameters, right? Yesterday we've already seen parameters for a pipeline. We have created a parameter on dataset where the file name was changing. We parameters a dataset. Same like dataset, we have something called variables. We can create one variable here, which is I'm putting the name as file available. I'll show you how the variable can be created. So variable is nothing but a, an object to store some data. It can be any kind of data. When you're creating a variable, when you're clicking on this canvas here without this activity, just click on the canvas here, you will get these four options here, right? So here, go to variables, you can create a new variable here, which is the name of this variable. I put it as file available. Okay, the type of variables, anything you can take, string, boolean, array, integer. Okay, I'm just putting a string only, and default value I'm putting as false. So a variable is one object where you can store data. It can be any kind of data in these four types. Okay, you can store this data. This is what. So, and to change the value of a variable, I have one activity called set variable activity. Okay, I'll go to set variable activity. So here what it will do, go to settings, say whatever value you want to change, select the variable name. Here it is file available, right? You can give the value to that. You can say, if you say true here, the value of that variable will be true from now onwards. After this activity has executed, the value of file available will become true. Or else there can be some logic also. If here I am just using false and true, maybe if you are using the set variable in some kind of pipeline where you want to multiply the value of the variable, or you want to divide the value of the variable, you can say add dynamic content, and you can apply the functions here. We'll see that also in future. Just for your sake, here what I'll do is I'll put a set variable. So this is how set variable is used. Basically, if a variable is there, to define a value, to give the value to that set variable activity can be used. So basically, I have created a variable for this pipeline whose name is file available, and the default value is false. Okay. So now I'll say until I'll say setting, and mm, so here in expression, I will say I will read the value of the variable. Okay, until it is false, this until activity will run. Whatever we define inside this until activity, it will run. That is the uh, use of this until activity. So until activity should read the value of the variable, right? So in expression, what I'll put is, we have something called bool function. Bool means it will convert the value to true or false bool function. So bool I'll put, and in variables I have created this red file available. I put file available. So whatever the value inside it is there, that will convert to bool and say whether it is true or false. Bool is nothing but if it will convert any value that is inside this to true or false. Since it is string value only, which is in false, it will convert to normal bool function of false. If it get a value of true, it will convert to bool value of true, boolean value of true. Boolean is nothing but 0 or 1, or true or false. Boolean is that kind of data type. Okay. So here their inbuilt function we are using as bool. We are converting using bool function. We are converting file available, the value that is available in this file available variable, to boolean. So we'll say okay here. Uh, We have given the expression of this here. So whenever until the value of this file available is false, this until activity will be running. Whatever defined this until activity will be running. Whenever it is true, this will stop running, and it will move forward to, it will get completed. So whenever it completed, it will move forward to next activity. Okay. So now we have to implement whether the file, my requirement is, whenever the file is until the file is available, this until should wait, until activity should wait, means until it should be run. It will not go to the next level of the pipeline. So what is the requirement is, whenever only the pipeline should run only after the file is available in the source folder. So for that I am using this until activity. In this I'll check whether the file is available inside this folder. What the logic I'll put inside this until activity is, I'll go and check whether the file is available in the source folder. If it is available, I'll say that this value, I'll convert this value as true, and this until will stop and will move forward. If the file is not available, it will be repeating, it will be here only repeating until repeating until the file is found there. For that I'll put the logic inside this until activity. So we'll go to activities. In until activity, you click on this here to get the to get whether the file is there or not inside the folder. What do I use? I use get a metadata activity, right? The same thing which we are using from yesterday, two times. We'll use that only. So here we can use any of the old data sets also. I'm just creating one because I'm not maintaining any names. So this link service is cancel. Service storage account type 1. So here I'll go to input data. I'll say def.csv whenever this is. So I'm checking for def.csv. Okay. So okay. So, in get metadata activity, what I have defined, whether the def.csv is existing or not at that location. That's what this get metadata activity is checking. So, if the file is available there, what should happen? Basically, it should convert the file available variable to true, so that the until activity will stop and go to next activity. It will be completed and go to next activity. If that file is not available in the folder, then it will return false, right? In false block, I will put wait for 20 seconds and again execute this. So I'll use the if condition here. Okay, for if condition, I'll read the output of this get metadata activity exists. So if it is true, what should happen basically? I'll use a set variable here and I'll set the value to true. Okay. And if get metadata returns or sends this output as false, what should I do? I should wait and again repeat the same process. So here I'll put a wait activity and I'll say wait for 20 seconds. Okay. So when I say until if condition, what happening? So it will get metadata. It is inside this until, right? And these two steps will be repeating until the file available is true. If file available value is not true, it will come to get metadata activity. This get metadata activity will go to that folder, check whether def.csv file is there or not. If it is not there, it will go to false block. This will run for 20 seconds. It will come back again. Again, get metadata activity will run. It will check whether the file is there or not. If it is not there, it will again come to false block. So it will do the same. Whenever it finds the file, def.csv file is there, then it will go to true block. True block, what it will do? It will change the file available value to true. Whenever it is true, after this if condition, what it will do? Again, the until will check, right? On every iteration, until will check whether the value is true or false. When we have set this value to true, whenever this if condition is done, it will go back to until it will see that the value has become true. When the value has become true, that until work is done. So this will go to next level. Next level can be anything. Next activity can be anything. That will program as per the condition. So the work of this until activity here is whether the file is available at the source or not. Only after the file is available at the source, this control will go from until activity to next activity. That's how it works. So here we have given everything. I guess we'll go and see. So if it is true, we are changing the set variable to file available to true value. If it is false, it is waiting for 20 seconds. It will get back. Okay, when we come here. So initially the file is there. No, I'll delete this file. Now, no issue. We'll create a CSV file. Delete it. So when I run this, right now, I'll publish this. When I run this, it will keep on running so many times, so many iterations until the file is there on the source folder. That will check if it is running several times or not. You say debug. So what until when until started, it saw that the value is false. So it went to get metadata activity. Right. So here it is checking whether the file is there or not. Then it might have returned false output. So file is not there, no, it have returned false. Then it went to if condition false block. So in if condition false block, what is there? Wait activity is there. So this wait activity is executing. After this wait activity, what it will do? Again, it will see that it will come and see until one, until it will check the value will be false only again. Again, it will go to get metadata activity and again it will check. See, came again it went to get metadata active. So these three activities will be repeating like a iteration, like a, loop until the file is found by this get metadata activity. So let it run again. Now we'll upload, what we'll do is we'll put a file def.csv in this folder. Then that loop should end basically. Right. So we have this file here. I am uploading this. When I upload this, so I think after this wait, it will find that def.csv file there and end its loop. So get metadata here, it will give the output as true and it will go to if condition true. It will not go to wait. We'll check that. Yeah, it went to set variable because we have set variable in if condition true. The variable is being set there and the pipeline has completed. So here it was in progress state, it was running continuously. Whenever this get metadata activity has found the file, it gave it the true as output. Then if condition value read the true as input. Then it went to its true block where it set the variable to true. Then until activity has stopped. After it is stopped, after it succeeded, whatever you put on the next level, it will go to that level. You can have anything like, so this condition, this until activity what here built is this condition will this activity will run until the file is found on the source folder. That is how it is done. So if I have copy data activity here, what it will do is until the file is present on the source folder, it will run. Whenever it is there, it will come to copy data and execute what copy data has to do. It can be anything. It's not only copy data activity. You can have anything here. Only thing is this until activity will check whether the file is available on source or not. Until it is available on source, it will not complete it. It will be checking on the iteration will be going on continuously. Fine. That is how until activity is used. This is just an example. And we have learned how until activity works, how if condition works, then what wait is used for, right? So nice. Now, okay, now we'll learn some more activities in tomorrow's or next class. What we'll do is we have something called data flows here. We'll see what data flows are, what data flows are used for.
I have a question. I have a question.
Yes,
So,
yes,
so when it goes false, the pipeline does not. How is the pipe is not showing that like it is going back to the get metadata? How is that?
it
Can
is
you
not
please
showing.
show us?
I'll show you just a second. This is our pipeline, right? This is the run. So it started until it came to get metadata activity. It returned false. It went to if condition. It went to wait because it met the false, right? So again it came to get metadata activity. It again checked whether the file is there or not. Again this gave
So
false
I did
only.
not understand like how from wait one to get metadata activity is happening.
Okay, I'll tell you that. So whenever we have built a pipeline in this until activity, this pipeline will run several times until the condition is met by the until activity. So when we started the until activity, right? Whenever we said debug, first the until activity will run. First it will check whether what is the condition of this settings here. You have the expression, right? It is giving false. When it is false, it will say go inside and run this all pipeline. It will go and run this pipeline. So when this pipeline is completed, it will come out and again until activity will check whether the what is the value of this file available. If it is false again the pipeline will run.
Uh,
You got me
Maybe
everything.
if you are not using 1 minute, if you are
Yeah,
not using that until activity, we don't. It's not repeating, right? It will stop up to else condition only, right?
yeah. If until is not there,
Okay.
get metadata will be done, if condition will be done, and it will stop, right? It will not come back.
Yes. Okay.
It
That is
doesn't
the
come
main
back.
answer,
Yeah,
Ritik.
until
Yes,
is
that's
that
right.
what? Until is loop, right?
Okay,
The
okay.
until is just the loop there.
Okay.
The
Until
as
works as a loop.
Yeah, until the name itself suggests, until some value is met, it will be doing the same thing. The name itself is there until, right? What do you mean until? Until some expression or value is met, it will do the same thing. If you
Correct.
if you are worked on programming or something, we have something called while loops in programming, say Java or Python or C language also, something called while. Like when you use while, uh, put a condition, while the condition is the same, like when you say while x equal to 6, if the value of x is 6, the inside the loop, whatever you have written, that will be continuously executing. You'll come back, it will check for while, and again it will loop. And if you are worked on any programming language, so the same way what it will do is, until this value is true, the pipeline inside this iterates, it will continue going on, right? Got me?
Okay, got it, got it.
Yeah. Cleared, right? Okay. So, fine. This pipeline is done. So, we'll go to data flows. We have something called data flows here. We'll see what is data flows. Basically, data flows are used to transform data, to apply some operations on data itself, not on the files. So, here what we are doing is, until now, whatever activities we saw, some basic activities, what they did was they were doing some activities on the files itself, or just on the metadata, or where the file should go, what should happen, and all. So data flows will perform activities on the data that is inside the file. If you have a CSV file, there would be some data inside the file, right? So using data flows, we will do some activities on the data that is present inside the file. Until now, we were only doing these activities just on the file itself, where it is going until or if condition, what should happen and all. It is like just forming the structure of the pipeline. Here, basically, we'll do transformations or anything, any kind of operation on the data that is inside the file. So we'll create a data flow and see how it works. Create a new data flow. So if you want to perform some operation on the data, we should find some source. Source should have some CSV file or something. When that file is read here, then some operations have to be done here. So we'll see what file we can use. Sales data. What do you have in sales data? So we have in sales data folder, we have something called sales data underscore CSV. We'll use this file as source. We'll do some operations on this. So when I say, I'll click on this, I'll say add source. So some file should come inside, right? So for the same thing, this is just the name of the stream. This is the stream actually. You can name this to anything, and description same way. You're describing any of the activities, you put a description here. Here it is asking for a data set. So this data set should basically point at that CSV file. So it is in my same link service, input data, sales data, sales.csv. This is my file, right? I have to perform operations on the data that is inside this file. For now, see that you don't put this allow schema drift. I'll tell you when we go to more complicated ones, we'll see. So you come to source options, and there is something called data flow debug here, right? So if we are transforming something on this file, we need to preview what is happening. To do the preview thing, we do this data flow debug. When we switch it on, whatever it is asking how much time this data flow debug should work, you say okay. It will take 1 or 2 minutes to uh, spin it. Okay, spin it to start the cluster itself, to start the processor itself. Okay, so what this data flow debug does is, whenever you apply some conditions here to transform the data on the source file, it will give me the preview whether what are the conditions that are applied on this, and it will show me what the output is going to be. For that only we are just switching on this data flow debug. It will not actually perform it. It will perform it on the background and show me what the output is going to be. So for that, data flow debug is there. I can see data preview every time after several steps or one step or two step, whatever I'm applying on this data. Okay, so let it start. Source options are there, projection. So it is reading this. Let the data flow debug run. We can see the data that is coming inside this and go into the next steps on this. It is still spinning. Will take here also data flow debug will make use of the integration runtime only. When you have discussed the integration runtime as a processor of data factory, right? So it will in background use that integration runtime only to apply the temporary preview on this data and show me what is going to happen and all. It will use that only in the background. Let it start. We'll see the preview and we'll start applying things on this. There are. Yeah. When you come to data preview here, you see refresh. So you have the selected the source and it is pointing at the file, right? In the data preview, you can see, you can preview the data that is coming through this data set into this source. You will just look at the data. So this is data that is being run from there. Okay. So, okay. So what are activities I can do this? We'll take one by one example. Whenever you want to perform some activity, there is a plus symbol here, right? You click on this plus symbol, and there are so many activities or applications that can be performed on this data. So first we'll say we have something called filter. You can search it here. Type filter. Create a filter activity. Okay. So here it will say what is my name of this thing. It is filter one only. In description you can add this, you can change this name also. It is asking for my incoming stream is source one only, right? This is a incoming stream, so data is coming from here. So the incoming stream is source one and it is asking here what should be filtered. I can click on this and I say open expression builder. So there you'll build expressions to filter. Okay, build expression builder. Okay, here we'll get a chance to filter everything. Okay, so we have something called inbuilt functions. On basing on this, we can create filters. Okay, we will see what we can use. What is the source data actually? What does it have? Okay. Uh, Quantity, we have something called quantity. It is like a sale item, sale date, sale item, country, and quantity. Okay. Then we have something called we have something called equals. Equals is an inbuilt function here. So what it will take two inputs, two values as its arguments. When you hover your mouse on this equals on the right side box, you can see that equals inside you will give two values. If the both the values are equal, it will give true as output, or else if it will give false as output. So in equals, what I'll put is when you come to this input schema here, it will show me the what are the columns that are there which I can use. I'll say when quantity comma is equal to 5, I'll say. So whenever you use this function as equals of quantity comma 5, it will go to quantity and it will check with 5. Okay. So I'll save and finish, and I'll do one small change. I'll go to the source and say, so here it is showing my quantity as also in ABC string format only. Country, sale item, and sale date is fine. I'll go to source options, projections. I'll say import projection. So whatever data is there, that will read and give the data type here, or else you can change the data type here so that it can be processed accordingly. I said import projection. So in quantity, it is giving us short, or short is nothing but this. And sale date, it is a string. I'll say date only, and I'll specify some format. So what format your date is in? It is DDMMYYYY, right? So DDMMYYY. So now the first column will be taken as date, sale item and country will be taken as string only, and the quantity will be taken as short. Okay, that we have done in the settings. This is a projection setting. I did import projection. I asked it to do it on itself, but there was some issue, so I selected this, and I selected the format also. We'll go to data preview. Fine. We'll go to filter. So we have applied this filter called equals of quantity 5. What it will do? Whenever the quantity is 5 only, those values it will come out. So we'll go to data preview and I'll refresh. So whenever the quantity is 5 only, those records will be populated here. That I am doing only the preview. I am looking at the preview. It is not actually this. So there is only one record which is with quantity 5. Okay, this is the filter I have applied. So source I have taken a file. So I have applied a filter operation on that file. So if after the filter operation, if I have to write this file or write the output to some location, here I have to click plus and add a sync here. So okay, in sync I have to again define a data set where this file should be written. So in sync I'll create a data set ADLS Gen2. If you want me to write into JSON file, you can write the JSON file. It will convert in the background itself. Link service, storage account, okay, file path. I'll put in output data folder. Okay, so okay, say okay. I'll just open this, and in this directory place, no, I'll say output 11/3/2025. So while processing the file, when this data is writing to the folder itself, what it will do when it does not find this folder name, no, it will create a folder and put the file in this folder. Okay, I'll go to data flows. Then I got my sync also mapped. I got the source. It is taking from that file. It is coming to filter. It will coming to sync. So hint sync also, you can see data preview and go and see what is the data that is going to sync. Let us see this. Okay, so the sink, it has created the filter and the sink is this. This data will be returned to sink. So we'll say publish all, say publish. Now we created a data flow. This data is not already flowing. We created a data flow. It is like a structure or a logic that we have only created. Okay, it is taking data from the source. It is applying a filter condition and it is writing to the sink. Okay, so for now, so we created data flow, we published it. So how do we run this? How to practically apply this? Until now, we are only seeing the data preview, right? So for this, we have to create a new pipeline. In this, we have something called a data flow activity. You have to put the data flow activity, and this data flow activity in settings, it will point at the data flow you created. The name of the data flow you created is data flow 5, the recent one. So you drop down this and find data flow 5 here. Okay, this will use the same IR. Compute size small you can use because the data is less only. Go to parameters, nothing, no parameters are there. Come back here, you can publish this. So we have created a pipeline that is using this data flow activity. This data flow activity is pointing at this data flow 5. So when I run this pipeline, it will run this data flow activity, which will run this data flow 5, where we have defined the filter activity on that particular file, and it should write to the sink, right? So when I debug this, that whole operation will run and you should find your output file in the specified location. Okay, so this is data flow one. We then will check the output folder whether it came or not. Go to containers, output data. We have created a folder like output 11 25. On the go, it has created a folder and it has put the file here in the JSON format. Edit. So this is the file. There is only one record, right? So this is a JSON format. Printer India 5. Only one record is there. So that record we got it here. So this is how you build a data flow. Now from now we'll build data flows, more data flows with more operations on that, and we'll see. So now we'll create a new data flow. So in this only, in this data flow only, if you say filter here, we have used only one condition. You can use different kinds of condition. There are only not only equals, there would be greater than, less than. You can, based on this, you can use here. So it is equals, I have put it here, right? So there is something called greater. How is greater used? You can check this here, greater. Greater. First expression, second expression. The right side box, you can see that if greater, if the first value is greater than second value only, it will give us true. The output is true. Fine. So that is how it works. So there are so many inbuilt functions you can apply on this, and you can check with the input schema. The same way I have said that it is equal. When I say equal, it took my first expression as my input schema and second expression as some value, and I have compared the bold values, and I have given it, right. So the same way you can do filters also. Okay, so that is how discard changes. filter we can do, and we have something called, now we'll get a new data flow. Why and what is the data set in this? We'll just see. Delimited text 21. Create a new data flow. New data flow. Add source. Come down. Use delimited text 21 because this is pointing at the sales file only. Okay. So don't use the allow schema drift. Moving forward, we'll see when we come to STT type 1, type 2. Come to projection, say import projection and change this here only. So sale date, you want it in date and it is in DDMMYY format. Say like quantity is short, it is good, now fine. Okay, now you come to data preview, you can see the preview here. Next operation we'll see is sort. Select sort. Okay, here what you'll do is you'll get the data from here, right? On base, the name itself says what you can sort on a particular column, right? It come here, you come select a column, say sale item, you can sort by ascending or descending. You say ascending or you said descending by sale item's name, it will get sorted. Go to data preview, see refresh. So sale item, it has sorted alphabetically in the descending order. First you got T, then S and all. Why didn't we get the sale date? What happened? We'll check. Source projection, date in DTMO format, data preview. Here we'll see refresh. Sale date, it is not converting to projection date only, no? Okay, so it is in DD-MM-YY format. If you see correctly, input data, sales data CSV. So it is in DD-MM-YY. So here select dash dash and all. Now you see data preview, you should get the date also. So now it is given date. Here null value is coming where the date is not available. Some dates are not available and some dates are wrong. That we'll see. So now it has after sort, if you see the data preview, refresh it again, you will see the column sorted in descending order. So first is tablet, then smartwatch, then smartphone, router, printer, laptop, keyboard. So it is in the descending order. Fine. The same way you can sort whatever you want in whatever thing. So you say country, you can put in ascending order. Country values will come in ascending order. You say refresh, and you can do multiple applications also, not only sort on one filter. After the sort, you can do the same thing again on the sort also, or else here only you can have two levels. We'll see. So you know it is countries are or in alphabetical order, ascending order, right? So go to sort settings. You can have plus. First, it will sort the countries in ascending order. Then it will say quantities in ascending order. It will put. Now go to data preview and see. So now we got So in Australia, these are by quantity. They have been they're in increasing order, right? So this is how it is. The sort is working. So this is sort. You can have so many layers of sort also. It work like that. So again, if you want to apply this, what you will do is you can just add sync and you will say whatever it is going there, then add this, then save this data flow and run from a pipeline. So I'm not doing it for everything. Just you add sync and you just save and run, right? We'll just more see more activities here only. So we did sort. Now we have something called select. You can apply on the source also, or after sort also you can apply select whatever it is there. What will happen is after the output of this, the select will work on this. You understood, right? After the sort has applied on this data, next the select operation will run. So what does select do? First, you come to select, you can name this description and all. Incoming stream is sort. So it is giving this incoming name here. So next, when you see the columns, it has read all the columns and it is giving the names here, right? Here in the select operation, here you can rename the column names if you want. You name as it is, right? Here you can name as sales date, sale item country. You can name it as QTY. So you are just renaming the files. And when the select name is there, no, you can ignore, you can remove any of these columns. You can just say, if you don't want country, you can just delete it. So when the output you see, you will get only those three columns. So select means it is like same select if you're selecting in SQL. The same way you can select whatever columns you want and whatever names you can put it there. So here we are not getting country because we have removed country from here. Okay. As simple as that. Sale date, selling quantity, sale item quantity. We have renamed it, right? So it is giving sales date, not sale date. Okay, you got that also. So sort we have done, select we have done. Then so this as per the requirement, you can do this changes and all. That is not an issue. So sort, select we have done, filter we have done. We have something called okay. So any doubts in this class? We'll stop and we'll go tomorrow. Guys, any doubts in this class or else we'll wrap it. Come back with more operations on data flows tomorrow.
No, Shashank, maybe we'll come with some questions on tomorrow. Maybe we'll try
Sure,
this
sure. Try
to
this and
today.
yes, try this and you can come with questions tomorrow.
Okay. I mean, is this class are running daily?
I'll update only because some students have been joining late and some had backup classes. We had this today. From tomorrow, we'll be
Okay.
having alternate days only.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, Vilas.
yeah, no issues. No, no. So it's good actually. Thank you.
Okay, okay, yeah. Okay, then I am ending this today. Recording I'll update. If you have anything, you can ping on WhatsApp. Just watch the recording, follow this, and just try building the pipelines. If everything is okay, you will build the pipelines. If you're getting it out, you can ping me or tomorrow we can discuss. Okay, guys, then
Hello.
Tata.
Hello, sir. Gopi
Shankar.
sir is hello.
Yes, Shankar.
Gopi sir is not delivering lecture.
I have updated yesterday in the WhatsApp group. He is not feeling well. He has some health issues. You are not
Oh,
seen the WhatsApp yesterday, right? So I have put in
okay.
your group only that
Okay.
for some days I'll be taking the class because he's not, he has to, he's admitted in the hospital. He has to get something done. So after that, he'll be available after some days. So till then, I'll be handling.
Okay,
So
sir.
that's why there are people from both the batches. So that's why we are taking some backup classes also. That's what. Okay, guys. So that's what. He'll be back in some days.
Okay.
Hi, Sashank.
Yes, Divyang.
Actually, I have doubt related to this SQL pipeline.
What is the doubt, Divyang?
In SQL pipeline, when we use the SQL storage, there is a property we can set that is optional pre-script SQL. I think something like that. Let me check what that's exactly. Uh,
What is the activity you're talking about?
yes, pre-copy script.
In copy activity or what?
In copy activity, when we use the SQL sync storage, SQL
In
storage.
sync, you're adding SQL storage. Okay, we'll discuss those. All will options will go. Whenever before copying, we'll run the script. We have to provide the script, and script should be there inside the SQL database only.
Yes.
So
So,
those
like, I just need to ask, why is that? What is the use case of that pre-script? Like, can we, from what I understand, that we can just run any SQL commands for the database whenever the pipeline runs.
yeah, we can. That is also there. Just running the SQL commands also that can be done from a different activity from here. During copy also, we can do that. We'll see what is your SQL table one. So here, what were you asking here in sync?
Pre-copy script.
Yeah, if you have a script that will run before the copying is done. So that will based on the use case condition, whatever it is there. So if you're say there is some use case where the SQL DB is having 11 columns, 11 fields in the
Yeah.
table, but you are actually you have something and you have 10 fields that are coming up from your source,
Okay.
and you have to delete that column or get that field, you have to get rid of that field, something like that is there, no? Then you will do that script, something you'll point the script here, and that script will run, and after that the copy will happen. That's what we'll see some use cases going forward. Uh, the script will run and then this copy will happen. That's what this pre-script is done.
Like, so I can, is this scenario like we are upsetting some records every day into a SQL table, but we will check every time, like, if some of the records are missing or not. If from the source, if some of the records were missing, then we can also delete in the sync table from the script. Can we do that?
No, 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 that complicated script wise it will not work. You will have to build a logic and build a pipeline on that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you have to build a pipeline that this is just like small changes or you're skipping something you can do that. What conditions you were saying are that we have to build a pipeline or use a different activity to those. uh, if the if, when you say upset, right, whenever the record is deleted it will not get deleted actually. For upset you
Yeah.
are saying that when the record is deleted on the source itself, then the record should be deleted on the destination itself, that on
Yeah.
sync it's, yeah, that's what they will have a different thing for that. You will do via a notebook or you can't do this in Databricks, I guess. That
Okay.
we'll see. Maybe in that case, what you will do is you will do via this data flows we are discussing, right? You will
Yeah.
read from data from there, and again you will see you will read some data from SQL table and see whether it is matching or not. Then again you do the upsert operation on SQL table. That we can do. That we'll see in data flows. We'll build more operations, right? Then we'll see how that can be done. I understood the upset operations and all alter table upset operations, that all will cover in data flows in next 3 4 classes.
Oh, okay.
Then your use case will be met there. You'll understand how that is done.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
Thank you.
yeah, okay, okay, yeah. Okay guys, any more doubts left? Okay, then meet you tomorrow. I'll update. So I'll be taking your classes for maybe next 2 3 weeks. Then again, when Gopi is available, he'll come back. Yeah. Okay, then guys. Bye.